Few testimonies shake us awake to eternal realities like the near-death experience of Pastor Steve Kang. Born into a devout Buddhist family in South Korea, Steve pursued enlightenment through temple meditation and spiritual discipline from childhood. But at 19 years old, after 10 days without sleep on a deadly mix of drugs, his pursuit of peace collapsed into despair. What followed was an attempted suicide that led to a harrowing 8-hour journey into hell itself. Steve's testimony is not sensational for the sake of shock. It is a divine alarm bell. His story confirms the words of Jesus, "The thief comes only to steal and kill and destroy. I have come that they may have life and have it to the full." What Steve saw and endured testifies to the reality of hell, the mercy of Christ, and the urgent need for salvation. From Buddhist devotion to despair, Steve's early life was marked by spiritual questions. What is the purpose of life? What happens after death? He sought answers in Buddhism, but peace always slipped away. When his father's business collapsed during the 1998 Asian financial crisis, Steve spiraled into substance abuse, staying awake for 10 days, sinking into paranoia. It was then that a demonic figure appeared to him, disguised as a kindly grandfather. This spirit urged him to take his own life. Deceived and desperate, Steve obeyed, collapsing in a pool of blood before his horrified mother called 911. As surgeons fought to save his life, Steve's soul slipped from his body. He expected to rise toward heaven, but instead plunged downward into suffocating darkness, landing in hell, an environment of complete despair. He saw towering demons, grotesque and terrifying. Steve recalls, "The physical, spiritual, mental, and emotional pain there in hell is something I pray nobody feels, not even my worst enemies." In that place, Steve knew himself as a sinner. He realized hell was not symbolic or temporary. It was final. It is appointed for men to die once, and after this, the judgment. This separation from God was eternal. In the midst of the horror, Steve heard a voice unlike any other. "No more Buddhism, no more drugs. I love you." It was the voice of Jesus Christ. By sheer grace, Steve was pulled from the abyss. Steve awoke in the hospital and surrendered his life to Christ. Once a Buddhist and drug addict, Steve became a pastor, revivalist, and evangelist. If anyone is in Christ, the new creation has come. Months later, Steve was granted a dream of heaven. He saw radiant light, angelic worship, and heard the Father's voice. This encounter healed his trauma and gave him the courage to pursue a life fully devoted to Jesus. Steve's story brings vital lessons. First, hell is real and eternal, confirming Jesus' warnings about outer darkness where there is weeping and gnashing of teeth. No other philosophy could rescue him. Second, Satan deceives with counterfeit promises. The demonic figure who urged Steve to suicide illustrates that the devil is a liar and the father of lies. But the power of intercession is effective. Q&A. Did Steve Kang really die? Yes. During his suicide attempt, he flatlined. In hell, he saw towering demons, endless darkness, and multitudes of suffering souls. Most of all, he felt utter hopelessness. How did his life change? Steve renounced every false religion and surrendered fully to Christ. His ministry now focuses on leading people to salvation and warning them of hell's reality through Jesus' blood. Conclusion. Eternity is at stake. Steve Kang's testimony is a warning and an invitation. Jesus said, "Enter through the narrow gate." Steve found that narrow road by grace. The choice is urgent. Walk it while there is still time. If Steve Kang's story has touched you, please share this video with others. And remember, there's always hope, even in the darkest times.